Hi, I'm George Russell, but then of course you knew that. This video is about how to strengthen the legs so that they can support your torso. There's a lot of different definitions of core strength, but for me, core strength is you have two legs and one torso. So you have to find a way to lift the torso off the legs by using their strength going downward. But then sometimes you have to be on one leg and you have to lift it just from one. So what this does is it helps to get the energy coming up the inside of the leg instead of the outside. And what that does for you is it creates more direct lift up so that you can feel like you're in a harness doing a stunt routine for one of those superheroes. Okay, so this is a yoga block, as you may have guessed. And you just put it between your feet. The whole surface of each foot is against it. These are those kind of shoes that almost feel like you're on the floor, but you could do this in bare feet. It would probably get more feedback. What you want to do is push into the block with every part of your foot that's touching it, the heel and the ball of the foot, whatever else is touching it. But you don't want your knees to change position, right? So you don't want this to happen. So you have to look down at your knees, and you will be working your muscles in your leg, and you probably feel it all the way up to your inner thigh. If you do, you get a point. Now, you may feel it more on one side than the other. So the side you feel it on is probably your weak side. And for me, that's this leg. So I need to push more with this foot into the block, but make sure I'm not distorting my legs. Now, the next two, you don't have to do any pushing for. I'm going to put this right between my knees. The kneecap is here, so it needs to be right in between the knees. I mean, if it were elsewhere, would it work? Sure. But do it my way. Okay, so I'm going to just hold the block, but I'm going to have my feet as close together as I can and still feel the whole footprint shape on the floor. That's really important. So I want to feel the heel, the ball of the foot, base of the big toe, base of the pinky toe. And then also I'm going to try to breathe. So the more you breathe, either naturally or consciously, which are two different things, the more benefit you're going to get out of this. And you're just holding the block. That also tones the inner leg and gets your brain thinking about the inner leg as the support for your body instead of the outer leg. Of course, the outer leg plays a role, but the inner leg's more important. So again, I have the block here, and I want my feet as close together as I can have them without my knees feeling weird, and while I still feel the whole footprint shape on the floor. Okay? Now, if you don't know what a footprint shape looks like, get some finger paint, put it all over your feet, and walk around your house, and then look down at the floor. So you want the whole you want the whole footprint on the floor, and now you're just holding this block. Now I make this look easy, which in fact it is. So I have the block here. I'm just going to stay here for a while. I'm going to keep paying attention to whether my knees feel tight or weird, because that's going too far. And then I'm just going to try to stand up straight and breathe. If you want to make this more difficult, now it's sounding like a 70s VHS exercise tape, but if you want to make this more difficult, try to keep the footprint shape exactly the same on the floor and swing your arms back and forth. The tendency is going to be we'll do this, but if you don't let that happen, if you keep the footprint shape the same, you'll build even more core strength. That is the exercise. And once you take the block out, you should feel the inner leg much more, all the way from the floor up to your body. Remember, if you want to lift the whole inside of the leg, including the foot, you need to have the base of the big toe and the heel on the floor.